to the Gloucestercast number 177. I'm joined by my friends Kim Smith, Rick Dowsett.
Good morning.
And Donna Artazzoni from Somerville, Massachusetts.
Good morning, Gloucester.
I love that intro. I love that intro. We got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna do some tastings.
Yeah, that sounds
some product
great.
things.
Excited
and
about
a
that.
lot of community stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna start right out with a special guest today, Rick Dowsett. We just taped the HomieCast a couple of days ago.
Yeah. This is a little different.
A little different vibe. A little different, less whiskey and more and more community.
Hey, you guys get whiskey at the HomieCast.
Yes, all good. But we're here today to talk about really like more level stuff, and especially Pride Stride coming up this weekend.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Sunday, April 24th. It's the 29th annual Gloucester Pride Stride. Stage Ford Park is the start and ending area, and it's a 3-mile pledge walk to benefit local non-for-profit organizations. Like I said, been going on for 29 years. I've been involved probably for the past 19 years or so. And it's a great group of folks on the committee. We've got probably about 40 organizations that are have already entered and said that they want to, send walkers and that type of thing. But I think one of the things that's really beautiful about this event since its inception is that you don't have to be affiliated with an organization in order to walk. So if you live in the Cape Ann community and you want to help organizations that make this a great place to live, you can get a pledge sheet at the website, www.gloucesterpridestride.com, or stop at the YMCA, Cape Ann Savings Bank, Bank Gloucester, the library, Animal Aid, Chamber of Commerce, Santander Bank, Cape Ann Photography, can't leave anyone out, Cape Ann Lanes, Bank Gloucester, First Ipswich Bank, all those places. If you get a pledge sheet and you, your family, get your friends to sponsor you, you can choose which of the organizations you want to support. So all the time, there's probably, each year there's 300-400 walkers. We've got a big cookout for the community, moon bounce, obstacle course. Pete Jackson, the magician comes up, does an amazing show. There's a little chowder taste-off, clam chowder donated by Lobsterland Topside Grill. And the Gloucester House, DJ Scotty Mack will be banging out tunes all day long. The citywide band will be there playing, and the national anthem. And it's just we like to call it the unofficial kickoff of summer. And to date, we've raised $1.1 million back for the organizations here on Cape Ann.
A ton of positive energy. I mean, that kind of day.
It's a great day.
It's one of those things makes you proud to be a resident.
Yes, I think the whole family can come. The cookout, all that is free for participants. And if you're not able to participate, if you're catching this on your DVR on 11:30 at night on the 23rd, and you're like, I don't want to miss out, for $5 a person or a max of $20 a family donation, you can come up, get the wristband, and still participate. Have the cookout, the chowder, the pizza, the moon bounce, popcorn, music the whole day.
$20 for a family is a no-brainer.
It's a bargain, great bargain. Yeah. Registration starts at 10 o'clock. The walk kicks off at high noon, and it's just, I can't speak enough about it. It's a fantastic day, great event, and we've got new leadership at the helm. Dennis Akron and I have been co-presidents for a number of years. Ward 2 City Councilor Melissa Cox is now the president of Gloucester Pride Stride, nice. And the committee is just fantastic. She's assembled a new wave of fresh blood to kind of bring it to the next level, and it's really exciting.
Wow, just to finish it off, website is what?
www.gloucesterpridestride.com.
.com, not .org.
.com.
Wow. Okay, fantastic. Everybody come out, support that. It's a great time. Now we're going to talk about something that is totally new to me. There's a lot of CSAs and CSFs, community-supported agriculture, community-supported fishery. Now, I don't know if they call it a CSM, but it's we got a press release a couple weeks ago from these people in Rockport. Spring almond milk share being offered at Mayflower Confections in Rockport, Massachusetts. We're gonna try it right now. I'm gonna give you a little bit of the background. They source so they have different flavors. I'll go through the flavors here. And they're going to offer 6 weeks of organic pressed almond milk, being offered in April and May. The different flavors are sea salt and honey, which is what we have here, vanilla bean, lavender, pure, matcha, and cocoa. Cacao or cocoa. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. 1 quart a week for 6 weeks is $80. 2 quarts a week for 6 weeks is $150. They source their honey from Ipswich, Tom 10 Bee Works, and their sea salt from Atlantic Salt Works in Gloucester, local companies. The almond milk is completely raw and contains about 30% almonds. Store-bought almond milk typically contains just 1 to 2%. So that's a huge jump. They press and bottle it on Mondays, and it is available for pickup at Mayflower Confections in Rockport on Tuesdays. Like the milkman, they take back the glass bottles each week for reuse.
That's great.
All right.
Where is did you give the address? Where is that located?
No, but we have a link, so people can check out the link. Yeah, it doesn't say it on here.
Yeah, I've never seen Mayflower.
This is the sea salt and honey, organic pressed almond milk. And the website is nectarandgreen.com. There we go. Ingredients: almonds, purified water, raw honey, and sea salt. Okay.
It doesn't get any more pure than that.
It really doesn't. All right, we're gonna go around. We're gonna do
I love
a
the
little.
bottle.
I've never
hydrogenated.
I never even knew this was a thing.
No high fructose.
That's right.
We got a high quality bottle here. Oh, it's a pop off.
Does it flip?
See if I can do this without killing.
Don't use your teeth.
Oh God Almighty! Oh, we got it.
There you go.
Not that difficult.
Okay.
Thick bottle. I want to keep the bottle.
Yeah. I
know,
And
it's
put flowers
nice,
in it or
isn't
something. All right.
But it does remind you of the, when you have.
Oh
the
wow! It's
milkman.
the consistency.
It's like cream, isn't
It's
it?
like cream. It looks like cream. It's a
Thank
like
you.
grayish color. You can tell that the almonds. It's serious concentration of
it
almonds there.
seriously smells like almonds.
All right, Donna.
can't.
Donna's allergic to nuts, so she can't
can't
drink
have it, but I
Rick's
can
going to
smell
have
it.
some, and I'm going to have some.
It smells really good. I wish I could have some.
Did you try it already,
You
Kim?
break my heart because you can't have nuts or shellfish.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Everybody go.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's outstanding.
Oh my
I bet the
goodness.
sea salt just adds that.
I feel so
Yeah.
bad that you can't have this done.
I appreciate that.
It's really almond flavored. I mean,
can
it's
smell it.
really,
You can, right? You can
Yes.
yeah.
It smells yummy.
This is
With
this
the
is what
honey
you-
in it,
when
you know?
if there ever was a premium
wow.
almond milk product, this is over the top right
It's so
I've
creamy.
been buying store-bought almond milk, Silk, and a couple other different brands probably for 2 years now.
Really?
And this is hands down
The best you've
superior.
ever-
This is
yeah.
like, prime rib versus Chuck.
here. It really is.
It almost feels like you're having like an almond
my
biscotti
God
because there's
almighty.
like so much,
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a great
That sea
description.
salt must add just that.
I don't know if they gave you the bag or not, but
Sea salt, the honey.
The
I'm gonna have a
honey.
little
It's
bit more.
nice.
This is
Even-
fantastic.
Honey,
And
see?
it's also like on cereal or whatever. Like you wouldn't need
Ooh, wow.
sweet cereal. You can put this on.
Yeah.
It's most bland
Kim,
cereal. There's
you
total.
good there?
I'm
Yep.
good.
You
That would,
You
that
put
would
this on Total or Grape Nuts, and it'd be
wow, it'd be to
Yeah.
die
It'd be like a
for.
dessert.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right. So
And I
there we
love
go.
the fact it's a reusable bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, I know. So one more time, the website is nectarandgreen.com. If you're interested in getting in on the shares, that is something new and interesting. I find that interesting. I don't know about you guys.
I'd say if you've never tried almond milk before, this is the one to try.
This is the
This
one,
will
yeah.
this will make you a fan for life.
No doubt. No doubt. There you
I'm
go.
jealous.
So we got that.
I have to say, we're so lucky to get to try all these things.
Well, they're smart. They contacted us, right? They says, "Oh, let me provide some for you to try," and this is what we do. We give them a nice plug on air and everything else. And to
Are
be
you
honest,
listening, audience?
right? But I mean, in fairness, we wouldn't if it was terrible. We would
Right.
we would not be as enthusiastic in our endorsement if it was terrible.
Sure.
Right.
What are the other flavors? You just run down the just.
Yeah, I'll go down there. Sea salt and honey, which is tried. Vanilla bean.
That's
Lavender, which sounds interesting.
Lavender.
Sounds great.
Pure. matcha, and cacao. Am I saying that
that's a
right?
chocolate.
C-A-C-A-O?
Yeah.
So if I order the 6 weeks, I can get does it say I can get a variety? You have to order one for each week?
I think it's one a week, 1 quart a week for 6
But
weeks.
the flavors, you can
Oh,
mix and match, or
I don't know.
Yeah.
we'll find out.
We'll
Go to the
out.
website and find out.
Yeah, exactly. Go to the website. I'm sure they have
Wow.
more information.
NectarandGreens.com.
So we are right now, we are in Blackburn Industrial Park. That's where Cape Ann TV is. I should thank Eric Archer, Lisa Smith, the new cameraman T, Jim Capello, and Becky Tober.
Yes.
Their staff, so far, they're here in this production right now. But there is a new company, a nonprofit, seeking to construct and operate a medical marijuana dispensary and cultivation facility in the Blackburn Industrial Park, and they will be holding an open house the evening of April 27th. Here's the press release. Please join us at the Tavern on the Harbor, 38 Western Avenue, Gloucester, for a community open house and informational meeting Wednesday, April 27th between 7:30 and 7 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. From the team from Happy Valley Ventures Mass, Inc., a non-profit company committed to building medical marijuana dispensaries to service patients as well as host communities, is set to hold a community open house and informational meeting to provide the residents of Gloucester a better idea as to what a medical marijuana dispensary is and what it isn't, and what one operating out of Blackburn Industrial Park could mean for Gloucester. Happy Valley Ventures intends to apply to construct and operate a registered marijuana dispensary at 38 Great Republic Drive in Blackburn Industrial Park. The development will utilize Cape Ann area suppliers, contractors, and service providers to complete the project. Upon completion, the RMD will also produce numerous jobs for the local residents. Please join us anytime between 7 and 8:30 p.m. on April 27, 2016 for a community open house that will include the following: overview of Happy Valley Ventures Mass, explanation of the plan to ensure safety and security of the facility, explanation of the plan to become a dedicated member of the community, overview of the Commonwealth's medical marijuana program, overview of the patient benefits afforded by a registered dispensary. I guess the one question that I have is, how is it this Happy Valley Ventures Mass, Inc., a nonprofit? I mean, I'm not against it or
Right.
for it or
Well,
anything,
that's a
but
good point. Yeah.
how is it if they're building it a nonprofit? Is that like the Patriots, how the Patriots are a nonprofit?
Well, even hospitals are non-profit.
No, did you know the New England Patriots are a
I know
nonprofit?
that.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
NFL teams.
Right.
I think as long as, people can get salaries in a nonprofit. I think as long as whatever monies are made are going back into the company,
right.
back into the service of, what the organization is doing, that's a nonprofit. There's not shareholders. It's not,
Right.
we have to make as much money as we can so that we can pay out dividends.
Okay.
It's all poured back into
Well,
the
hospitals do
organization.
that.
Hospitals.
Colleges.
Yeah.
Sometimes they give it back to their employees. In
But most
different.
hospitals are for profit.
No, they're non-profit.
And they're non-profit, but they make huge profit.
Oh yeah,
Well, the NFL, right?
yeah.
Right.
Look at the
So
NFL.
there's a thing.
Yes.
But
But they go back into the running of, like, colleges do that. Sometimes they go back into the employees. I remember working, you got a check sometimes. It was just random. Look at the hands going.
Yes, I know there's a lot of parameters, a lot of hurdles you have to jump or kind of to fit into, either educational purposes or humanitarian, religious, things like that. So if their government says they're nonprofit, they're
it's interesting.
Well, I do have a question as well. For example, when they say they're going to use source from local suppliers,
Who's growing the
I didn't
marijuana?
know anybody was growing marijuana.
I thought that was they were going to build the building using local contractors and
Suppliers, it says here.
It said suppliers, I thought.
lumber, or is that?
Utilize Cape Ann area suppliers, but maybe the development will utilize Cape Ann area suppliers.
okay.
Maybe
my
in,
guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It's interesting. That's
I'm
a good
just
question.
curious.
You have to go to the meeting.
Yeah.
My take on this is that I don't really know, because I don't know. I'm not like completely obsessed with marijuana, and because a lot of marijuana people can tell you everything about marijuana. I'm not one of those people, but But my gut tells me that to have a dispensary, there is probably an incredible list of checks and balances to make sure everything is going properly.
Yeah.
I really don't, and especially
Since it's
in the state of Massachusetts, the Puritan state, like that.
The band in Boston.
You know that they'd just be itching to shut these people down if they felt that there was
malfeasance.
Yeah.
No malfeasance.
No malfeasance. Yeah.
So let's say you can't grow it on your porch. They're probably having people.
No dispensary.
They're going to grow it themselves.
I don't know. I think.
Well, they probably have
Dispense.
some.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that they got to go to
if they're
dispensary.
dispensing it, they're growing it somewhere else, probably.
But they know who they're their suppliers. It's not.
Well, I don't want to.
The questions will be answered on the 27th.
Exactly.
It's an interesting.
And I think my first initial reaction was, it could be trouble and that type of thing. Then it occurs to me, for other far more harmful substances, Walgreens is a dispensary.
Yes.
Right.
Every apothecary and pharmacy is a dispensary of something that's for medicinal purposes. So
cigarettes and alcohol, in a way, are more gateway drugs because you need more and more of those, as opposed to marijuana, where people just get a buzz and then that's pretty much it. But with cigarettes, you typically need to smoke more. With alcohol,
that's a good point.
But I
you
think
need
with
to
this
drink more.
dispensary, it's the medical, like for glaucoma, cancer patients. So you most likely might have to have a prescription. I don't know.
You will.
You'll have to have a prescription. You can't just go in there with
We're not at that level.
No, and
in
that's
the
a
United
good
States
thing.
yet.
Well, I know that the governor
Yeah.
just sent a team over to Colorado to investigate how it's working out in Colorado.
So you don't need a prescription in Colorado? You can just buy pot. Stores?
Yes, pot stores. Yes, they do in Colorado.
And that's where the Girl Scout cookies were most sold, in front of that dispensary in Colorado. They sold most Girl Scout cookies there.
That's a good little add-in right there, Tom. That's why we have you here. Yeah.
Useless information.
I don't want to go too far for a joke, but if they just had it a week earlier, you might have attracted the marijuana crowd, because it would be on 420 instead of 427.
Oh, there you go. The time.
There took two people who got that. That's,
420 is the international
The
time where the pot people it's 420. It's time to toke up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right?
yeah, I think it originates in the amount of THC, or 420 is some number that's associated with marijuana. So the day and the time. And
Rick just exposed himself.
yeah. I watch about that much sitcom TV and Facebook stuff to glean some pop culture. But I thought about it. I didn't know enough about it to be funny enough.
You're pretty funny. So this week, Mayor Safathia Romeo Thekin announced her new art hotline.
What an awesome idea.
Very, very cool. There's some cool...
I responded to the St. Peter's one.
All right, hold on. Let me explain it a little bit. Mayor Romeo Thekin opens an email for arts and culture. Together, we're going to connect what we have with what we need. Use your phone to email directly to the mayor. This is a web press release. Safathia, SEFATIA 4arts@gmail.com, and the 4 is the number 4. Safathia, number 4arts@gmail.com. Add your name to sign up sheets that are happening now. So she has. There's all these different initiatives. Is free studio space music to your ears? Will it urge you back to the drawing board? Something to write home about? I don't know who wrote this. Did she write this? Help you paint 1,000 words, knit your brow, make you an old soft shoe. I can't see her. So.
Did Catherine Ryan write it?
Yeah, right, probably right. So they're talking about the City of Gloucester will be offering free shared space at the Fitzhenry Lane House during the day in month blocks. Email a subject line, public. There's all these different things. Do you want to talk about some of the other ones?
Well, the one that really struck a chord with me was Safathia's had this dream to turn St. Peter's Square into like a real Italian or European square. And so during the block parties, they're thinking about opening that up to going along with that concept and see. I think it'll probably be like an experiment to see how it works out. It would be. I think it would be wonderful if they had something like that.
Yeah,
with little cafe tables and chairs
Open air
and
market type
an
of-
open air market. Little carts selling flowers. And all kinds
She said the
local
idea is a
goods and
local
things.
market by residents for residents. There'll be tables and chairs to hang out, pick up some local fish and lobster, crafts, flowers and vegetables during the day. At night, sit and relax, have some coffee, listen to soft music. Email if you want to join the planning or have questions. So there's a couple other initiatives that she outlines here too. I'll link to the post on Good Morning Gloucester in the show notes if you go to the blog to find out about that. So that's very interesting to me. Bananas Fashion Follies, which is this coming weekend.
Yeah.
On Sunday, the doors open at 2:30. I think the Saturday show is sold out.
It is sold out.
So they always try to push the Sunday show, which is much less expensive. Sunday, the doors open at 2:30 p.m. and the show will include a pick a prize auction and light refreshments. Tickets are $35 each for adults, $15 for people 18 years and under. The tickets are on sale at Bananas, Alexandra's Bread, and online at Eventbrite. For more information, please contact bananasfashionshow@gmail.com. I've gone to this a couple times with my children.
Yeah.
They only do it once every 2 or 3 years.
Right,
I think
they
it's
don't
3
do
years.
it. I don't think they do it every year. Yeah.
Right, and it's a spectacle.
It's funny.
It's fantastic.
And it's all top secret too. Like
Yeah, you don't know what
right.
these things are going to be.
Right.
It's
Richard
a
keeps saying.
fantastic show, and I hear through the grapevine that our Madam Mayor will be
Yes.
appearing
I
on the
hope
show.
that wasn't supposed to be a secret.
No, it's not a secret, but
think
it's not a secret, but what she's doing is secret.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
very
So
cool.
She's making
It's
an
fun.
I'm
appearance.
picturing fan dancing. Yeah,
Flamenco?
perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
That sounds fun.
That'd be great. It is a great take. If you haven't gone before, Richard Leonard, this is his, one of his give backs to the city. The planning. I think he goes to Florida. He brings back a ton of props
and stuff.
and outfits and stuff for
He-
his
he-
bananerettes.
He is
A
an
lot of these
incredible-
bananerettes been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
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 We
I was
hosted
a-
a- we
I was
hosted a
a
video.
I was a bananarette before I lived here.
You
Long
were?
time. When I
How
lived
many
in-
years ago was that?
Oh, when I lived in Boston, a friend of mine had a vintage clothing shop, and
So
she
that was before you had children.
Yeah, before I had children.
So you're talking over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It was fun, but it wasn't with the fashion show. We did a fashion show at Richard's shop.
Yeah.
But what was that? I just was going to say something. Oh, Richard is an amazing artist.
He is.
What kind of art? Paint?
Well, he was an. Did you know he was an art teacher for about 10 years, and then he opened Bananas as sort of like a summer as a
down
teacher.
on Rocky Neck, right?
Yeah,
The original one, I think, was down on Rocky Neck.
He had a branch on Rocky Neck. I don't know if that was later. I don't know if there was the original one. I don't know that.
Okay.
But he and then it just took over. He was so successful that it became full-time for him. He stopped teaching and has been doing Bananas ever
When
since.
you look at his windows,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah,
fabulous.
pretty
They're
cool.
very.
I remember the store on Bass Ave, right? I
Yes,
remember
that's
going
right.
by and seeing parking for bananas only.
Yeah.
And as a 10-year-old kid, that cracked me up. Still does. Who am I kidding? It was,
For bananas only. I love it. Donna, 1 hour at a time, gang. You just keep adding people. People want to be a part of this.
It's taken on legs.
Yeah.
As they
Legs.
say, legs.
Yeah.
You just get your yellow bags.
Big. Yep.
You'll be all set.
Bags.
Every week we go out, and I went out actually yesterday as well, but it's just more and more people want to join. I get emails all the time.
The
saying,
premise is Saturday mornings,
from
1 hour
8
at a
to
time.
9, we just find a spot, and we try to clean up. And at the same time, people are seeing us do this, so maybe they will think about their own neighborhoods in front of their own stores. And this week we're going to be near Doyen's. Well, just kind of cleaning up around there. The parking lots get really nasty.
they do.
Not theirs in
No,
particular,
in the-
but some of the parking lots have just been not pretty.
When we say Doyens, it's over by the train
yeah,
station.
on
Because
Washington Street.
some people, in their minds may be thinking down by St. Peter's Park.
Right, it's the one on Washington Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we start at 8. I have bags. I always encourage people to bring their gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And even little kids come.
Do you guys have a website?
I have
or
to get a
Facebook
web.
page?
I have a Facebook page, the 1 Hour at a Time gang.
Okay.
I put it up on Good Morning Gloucester. Went up this morning.
Right.
And I get a lot of people email me back and say, could you add me to your distribution list? And that's what we've been doing. I mean, my distribution list started with 5.
Wow.
Now it's
how many
probably
people do
30,
you think?
40.
That's tremendous.
You know,
great.
and people
Yeah.
just, they're kids 7 years old, and there's people in their 80s.
Speaking of the, community involvement, doing picking up and stuff, Rick, do you do that program still?
The Clean Team.
Yeah.
We just got notice that we got funding from the city again, so there'll be a teenager jobs program this summer, cleaning up downtown and surrounding areas, pulling weeds, painting, that type
They
of
water.
thing. Watering.
Is that through the Y? Is that through the YMCA, the Camp Spindrift?
It's through the YMCA.
Yep.
I don't run it. I don't oversee it anymore. I did years ago. A gentleman named Brian Flynn, our operations director, oversees it now, and it's through CDBG, federal money to pay salaries for the kids and get materials and all that type of thing.
I love
and
it.
For a lot of
I love
kids,
it
it's their
too.
first job experience,
I know.
and so it works out really well.
I love watching them go to the bank with their checks. You know, it's like their first job. And
It is so great on so many different levels. Like, they wear the shirts, so they're very visible in the community. And just like Donna, just like your crew, you should get shirts, by the way.
I know we
That would be
should.
great. But you know what?
Or aprons.
I'll-
What about aprons?
I'm going to, Good Morning, out of my budget, Good Morning Gloucester budget, I'm going to pay for T-shirts for the 1 Hour at a Time gang.
Joey, you're an
That'd be
awfully
awesome.
good man.
Yeah, but because you should do it, because you should be recognized. So, but anyway, off of
you.
that, the Clean Team, on so many levels, it's so awesome. Like these kids, work experience. You can see them; they're down on their knees
Yeah.
picking weeds
I
a lot of
love it.
times,
They do a
watering the
beautiful job.
flower boxes downtown, showing community civic pride, and getting paid. I mean, it's really
And
awesome.
then they're going to turn around as adults knowing that they have that same pride.
Oh,
And
just
it'll regenerate itself.
that's the kind of thing that the gift that kind of exponentially grows. And
Yep.
whoever the person is, I think I've said this in the past, that green lights this, or gets the money, whatever it is, huge kudos to them, huge kudos to the Y and the guy that's
That would be the City of Gloucester Mayor's Office and the Community Development Department for the city. So
I love
it's-
it. I love it. The community development department has only gotten better and better.
Better.
And this is another thing that we keep bringing up all the time. Like it seems like the city of Gloucester has gone from a culture of saying no to everything and fighting battles to stop stuff to a culture of yes. Let's see what we can do. Like a perfect example, the mayor's Arts Heartline. Like let's open up this spot, that spot for the community to enjoy. It's just I love it. I love it. Every part about it.
Agreed.
I love seeing the kids out there, though. I just think.
Yeah.
There they
So
are.
we're gonna get some
kicking out.
T-shirts going, Donna. You pick the color.
Okay.
All right.
To remind myself.
We're going to do a little restaurant news. We always kind of bring that in. I went to AJ's at the Harbor I think Tuesday I was there. Last Tuesday.
Was it the day they opened? Or
It was like the
day
first
before?
day
Or was
of
it-
their soft opening
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. I went with Kate, and we had a fantastic meal. We both agreed that all the ingredients were top. So they had for her son Connor, they had chicken tenders.
Okay.
And you know how you can go and there's different grades of chicken tenders. Like these were like real chicken breast tenders.
Nice.
And
You're
fried
giving your kids something really
That's
nutritious.
not just
Yeah, you're not
fried.
giving them pressed chicken
Non-mechanically
parts.
separated.
Yes.
Yeah,
not
and not just
pressed,
cornmeal.
glued together
Yeah.
parts of well, God only knows what. I got the cottage pie, which was like a take on a shepherd's pie. And literally, it was served in this big, heavy ceramic dish. That round, that thick. There was no chance I was going to finish it, but it was so tasty. What did Kate get? God, I forget what she got. Okay, but the highlight of the meal was their signature. I don't know if it's a signature, but they had these tater tots on skewers, drizzled with some type of like remoulade and like scallions or something. It was.
Sounds yum.
I didn't need to the size of the entree, really, the tater tots, but everything we ordered was great. The prices were reasonable, and we wish them the best of luck.
So it was a tot kebab, is pretty much.
That's right. They had a word for it, but
Right, that's probably not it. So AJ's on the Harbor, for people who don't know, is where La Rose is.
Yeah.
the
And for
old
everyone,
Mooters.
everyone over 50, Mooters.
Yeah.
And at the lights on Bass Ave and
Right at the
section
corner there.
They have they're very active on their Facebook page. It's AJ's at the Harbor. You would think on the Harbor, but it's at the Harbor.
Well, you know what? When I went to Pauline's last week, people had just come from there,
Yeah.
and they were raving about it.
Is that okay?
So yeah. So
It's really kind of like American comfort kind of food,
Yeah.
but everything they're doing they're doing really well. And the renovation they did was very, very tasteful.
Nice.
It's kind of like a nautical theme, but not a cheesy nautical theme.
Okay.
It's very tastefully done. So kudos to them. Thursday.
Can I just go back for one question? What was Mooters?
What?
What was Mooters?
we were here.
You were not here when Mooters was here? Mooters Liquor Store was
Oh, it was
right
a
where
liquor
AJ's
store?
was.
Oh, okay. All right.
Really?
Yes, really.
Yeah, I didn't know you were that fresh to the Gloucester scene. Jeez, when do you think the Mooters, Rick? How long do you think that was?
I don't know.
10, 15 years?
Oh, more than that, I think.
Oh no, because I've been here 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
You don't
probably
I remember La
80s?
Rose's.
Huh?
80s, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because we moved here in the 90s, and
Time
I don't think
flies.
it was there.
I'm surprised. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. Okay, good. The Rudder opens this Thursday. Today's Wednesday.
Today's
Thursday.
Rudder opens, I don't know when this is going to air, but Rudder is opening this week. Do you know when it's going to air, Lisa?
Thursday.
Next week sometime?
Oh, next week. Okay, so the Rudder already opened. Okay, so when this airs, probably the studio is going to open, and I think they're doing half off everything, including sushi and $1 oysters.
Going tonight. Here we are. We're going tonight.
Well, it's not open today. Today's Wednesday.
Today's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday?
Today's
It's open today, but by the time you see this, it'll be next week. I'm sorry. So for the podcast listeners that are listening on air, the Rudder's open this weekend, half off everything, including sushi, $1 oysters. It's a total no-brainer. Studio will be opening next week,
Yes, that's true.
and I'm sure they're probably going to do a similar promotion. Donna, you posted the
The cupboard, I was so excited when I saw that open.
That got a ridiculous amount of shares and views. I mean, people were just over the top.
Funny, and I was just pulling down this, and I said, "Oh, it's finally open," because I've been watching them.
It's nice to see, and we should, what do you say? Our condolences to Grover, who was the owner, who passed. The family's still coming back and opening this year.
It was really nice to see that
Yeah.
open sign.
Yeah.
Orange Leaf opened today.
Orange Leaf open today?
Yep.
Did they have a grand opening thing? Because
I saw the sign this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday.
And
So now
the
I'm not sure.
news on Orange Leaf, they're getting rid of the scales. There's people that complained about how you get your yogurt and then you load your stuff in. By the time you get up there, it's like, oh, it weighs 8 pounds or whatever,
Yeah.
I know I got an 8-pound yogurt, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So that's
Flat
flat
rate.
pricing for put on toppings, whatever you want.
Whoa.
That's the shift this year. Brian Parisi, who was
Who was a ref at
fantastic
Bikini
ref
Speedo
at the dodgeball tournament, is the general manager over there for this season, and so we should go down and say hey to Brian.
Yeah, Brian. It was a key in the dodgeball tournament this year was the elevated level of officiating.
Oh.
There was no complaints. Everything went smoothly, and it made the tournament that much better. And great thanks to Brian and how good a job he did. Lobster Pool is open on weekends through April. Top Dog in Bearskin Neck is open. Topside Grill is open. All seasonal openings. I don't know if we missed it. We probably missed anybody, but
Holy
any
Cow?
of these. Huh?
Holy Cow
Holy
opens
Cow.
up this week, I think.
Holy Cow.
I think
Right?
Lobsterland
And they've
too.
got proceeds
Donating all, like 100% of their proceeds.
for 3. I believe it's, I'm going to get it wrong, Randy Burns, another referee who's had some health issues that to go help for him. and I should remember the other two, but I didn't look it up. I think Animal Aid and Open Door, maybe.
I think it's great that all of a sudden you see this, like,
Big
it's like
mushroom
a
of-
blooming flower.
I'll be happy when I see the green, the more green, the trees all green too.
The sailing club's been out there too, so that's another sign of spring.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right. Lobsterland is opening.
yeah, lobsterland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open or opening?
Opening this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah, so they have
opening
huge
this
banner.
weekend.
Yeah.
Any restaurants that are opening, send in your press releases to us, and we'll get them on the blog. Friends of ours, new contributor Catherine Ryan's sons,
Oh,
Charles
And
and
George.
George. You want to talk about this?
yes. They. It's very exciting. They have been fundraising. They have a U-Carrying site, and they've been fundraising for the Civil War coat worn by a former Gloucester High School principal. And his name was Albert Batchelor, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly because it's not really spelled like Bachelor. But so the boys just found out that they're the semifinalists in the Awesome Gloucester Award category.
Rick, you're involved in that, aren't you?
I am. I'm one
So-
of the trustees. So the pitch night will be at the Gloucester House
Monday night.
Monday night, the
This Monday.
18th?
It's
18th.
It's
Monday night,
Patriots
the
Day.
18th.
Yeah, it's Patriots Day.
How fitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow, that is fitting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the high school, the Gloucester High School teacher, the Bachelor, Albert Batchelor, he wore
Principal.
1883 to 1913.
Right.
He was wearing this. And do you know the story? Do you want me to read the story?
No, you go ahead. And
Okay, I'll read the story. So, during the Bachelor's great escape from Libby Prison in Richmond, Virginia, one of the slave families that helped gave him shelter in his coat. As he trekked through enemy lines, he used the coat to cover his military uniform so as not to get recaptured. Perhaps this was the Underground Railroad at work. He made it safely to an all-black unit, the 8th United States Colored Cavalry. The coat has been infected with mold. Parent Kim Minna saw the mold at the high school in its case and said, "It was hidden. I felt it should be restored and shown again to show that it's not just a few people that care." These are Catherine's sons, George and Charlie's words. To show that it's not just a few people that care. We are in middle school and we're writing this page. With a little luck, it will hopefully be cleaned and saved by the time we're in high school. Wouldn't it be great if the coat was displayed on an electronic Lazy Susan table so you could see the whole coat? Actually, we would like a hand crank, maybe more. We are writing this U-Carrying page so those of you at home and on computers can donate for the coat. If you'd like to send a check, you can mail it to the Gloucester Fund and put in parentheses, Civil War Coat, 45 Middle Street, Gloucester, Mass. 01930. And so we'll have a link to this in the show notes.
It's tremendous. The boys are so enthusiastic about the project. They have done so many outreaches. They outreach to, or I think a historical society contacted them. I think it was the historical society, this history group that contacted them and presented them with a check a couple of weeks ago.
They
They're
were
just-
on the Trails and Sales. They had the whole information at City Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they had the whole
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
there, which is
They're just very. Those boys are going places. They're
Yeah,
really. They're
two good kids.
Yeah,
Very good kids.
they are really.
wish I
good
could tell them
kids.
apart.
And
but
also,
it's-
I can't.
I think because of their mom's, tremendous commitment to the community, they've been going with her to every community event.
Oh, they're at Cape Ann Museum. They're everywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
they're
Look at that one,
everywhere.
yeah,
And
and that's great.
And they never look bored. They are always engaged and enthusiastic. It's really just, those are great parents.
Yeah.
Catherine and her husband.
Yeah.
Really.
So kudos to them.
Yeah.
Look for the link if you'd like to donate on the blog. So I found this interesting. I'm obsessed with. I had a big house. I had a 4,000 square foot house. I don't have a big house anymore, and I don't ever want to have a big house anymore. Does anybody watch the Tiny House show on? I don't know if it's Lifetime TV or anything. Do you watch that? Do you ever see those books with the
I've seen
they make
yes,
the,
yes,
they-
websites
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
tiny,
Yeah.
tiny house movies.
does it interest you at all?
Yeah, I
It's
love
fascinating.
yeah.
Fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Is it fascinating?
I think it's really.
I think
exciting.
everybody, like with how much bills and real estate taxes and electricity and fuel costs and everything, I think it's probably a trend where people are like out, the getting off the grid fantasy that
Yep.
probably a lot of us have. So this show is, so they had they have this commercial, and at the end they show a guy living in on a hammock outside of one of these tiny houses that they did, and the byline is "Tiny House Hunters Redefining the Definition of Success," and you know what I mean, like. And I thought that really struck home.
Yeah.
You know, like back in the 80s when we were growing up, like the big thing was the guy that dies with the most toys wins.
Right.
Yep.
And I think, like, over
very
time, as you
just
get
so
older and a little
gluttonous.
bit more wise, we
Yeah.
realize that it's not
Yeah.
about stuff.
Right.
And stuff can actually, like, bog you down. Mm-hmm. Right?
And I also think this whole, generation coming up too is more in tune to that too. I think
think,
that
yeah.
I think they saw their parents and it isn't the same path that they perhaps want to go down.
Well, they saw their parents during, like, some of the 90s when the recession was there. In 2008, kids who were just, like, entering college, they saw how some of their parents suffered and lost a lot of
Yeah.
money. So it's a different thing. It's not that gluttony.
I don't think they put as much, I think they're wise in the way that they don't put this huge emphasis on working, like the way I work, like 100 hours a week. And they like this
They're trying to
whole
find
thing
more of a
of like the
balance.
defining success isn't necessarily monetarily.
It's your
It's more
happiness.
like you're having time with your family, being able to do things.
And being content.
Finding a balance.
Yeah.
Right, being content. right, just
Content.
like simplicity.
I hear people sometimes say, I want, and I want to go smack, smack, smack. It should be just what you need, not necessarily what you want. I mean, be content, be happy.
Jack Kerouac, the famous saying by Jack Kerouac, if you own a rug, you own too much. Did you ever hear that? I think that's
I
very
like
interesting.
that.
I mean,
That's
that's an extreme case, but I think it's pretty interesting.
Because you end up having all this stuff, and then, and what does it do for you?
And your kids and grandkids got to have a yard sale when you go.
Yeah. Or they're going to curse you for
They also
having
have to clean
clean
out.
out and having to hire a dumpster.
The boys from the Homie Cast, we've been batting around the idea of getting of buying a big old used Winnebago, or something like that we can take and go on road trips to like sporting events and festivals and stuff. Why is that so strange to you guys?
I just think it's so funny seeing you in a Winnebago.
Why?
With all I think it would be fun. I think you guys.
I mean,
would
I'm not a
Yeah.
camper, and I did do that once. I crossed country.
No, you're taking it all the wrong way. You're talking about thinking that we're going to go to like in sleep in tents. No, we're talking
yeah.
about going to festivals.
Oh, I
It is
see, okay.
asphalt, and we can barbecue.
Shower.
You know,
Barbecue.
yeah,
barbecue
Rolling
somewhere.
barbecue unit.
yeah, exactly. Roll.
That's a good term.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
bad?
No, I think that because I don't see
I find
the
it
camping.
interesting because maybe you
I
just
did
mistook
do
me as
that.
like going to
Alaska and stuff.
Yeah,
going
she's
into
a-
the woods and playing with bears and stuff. No, not gonna happen.
I don't see you playing with a cat.
Yeah, no. So I went to Marty Luster's doing a Good Morning Gloucester movie. He just started interviewing people for it and stuff. And so I went to his house. And he's got this dog, right? The dog.
The beast, Lucy, the beast.
Have you seen the dog?
Oh my gosh, she's such a beast.
The
Isn't she?
dog
Yeah,
wouldn't
she's
shut
about
up.
that big.
The dog
that
would
high.
not shut up. The dog was yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping.
that's Lucy,
So they
isn't
gave it, say, oh yeah, here, you give her the little treats and they'll calm her down. I give her the treats. The dog didn't calm her down. The dog kept yapping and yapping, like jumping on me and stuff.
She's that big.
It's not that big. She's like that big.
You bring the excitement to the room, you know?
I think
dog
she
picks
smelled.
up on
She
that.
smelled with fear. I think she smelled.
Or
with
smelt the
fear.
lobster.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it could be.
Or the barbecue remnants.
That's what made her
Love
probably go
Lucy.
off. She smelled.
Did you go over after one of the barbecues that you've been having this?
You know
On one
something?
of your 45
It was
grills?
the next morning after barbecue, but I was wearing the same jeans, so I probably had the smell.
Probably.
well, no
Grilled
wonder.
meat.
Chocolate gets all up in your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, grilled meat.
Grilled meat.
Smoky essence.
That ferocious dog was just after
Ferocious.
the meat.
I mean, the dog's a pain in the ass, though. You know what I mean? Like, you just, I can say ass, right? Yeah. But they're pain in the butt because you can't just have a conversation. The dog like interrupting you the whole time.
See, but in our community, we have our little dog walkers, and I know so many kids now and have so many little neighborhood friends now because of our dog.
Dogs.
And they come over to walk her every day and drink hot chocolate, and we just.
My kids keep saying they want me to get a dog. I'm like,
yeah.
I know they're not going to take care of it. There's zero chance they were going to take care of it.
And you know what'll happen, Joe? You'll become so attached.
No, it's not going to happen.
Start with a hamster.
Yeah.
So I did with Andrew.
I had a hamster.
He wanted a dog, and I said, "Yeah, I take care of a dog. I'll take care of it every time. I'll get you a hamster." Do I have a minute to tell the story?
No, go ahead.
Right?
Okay.
So he's like 6 years old, right? Doesn't take care of the hamster. The cage is a mess. I'm like, hey, you're going to take care of it. He says, it's not my hamster, it's all of ours.
Oh.
Right? So now I had to say,
kiss of death.
So I had to say Oliver.
No dog.
It's not Oliver's. And he goes, who's Oliver? I'm like, Oliver's the kid that lives under the sink. He was here before you moved in with your mom. So for a while, because the pipes all rattle and clink and all that, he kind of cautiously go over to the sink. So every once in a while, when he'd go stay with his dad and his stepmom, I'd leave notes around the house. Andrew, I hope you enjoyed playing with my toys. Love Oliver, things like that. So it was always the other kid who was staying at the house when he wasn't there was Oliver. So he still gets notes every once in a while. He's 18, so I still he's his Christmas talk and there's something in there from Oliver. And,
that's really sweet. That's
so it wasn't Oliver's hamster; it was Andrew's hamster.
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing.
You get attached to hamsters.
So I'm saying, get them started with a hamster. If they take care of it, then let them work their way.
Hamsters are great.
Let them work their way. But if they don't, then
They killed a goldfish in 2 days.
Well, goldfish.
To kill a goldfish in 2 days.
Goldfish just, you either get one that's going to last 10 years or you get one that's going to die in a day. I mean, they are really, you just don't know what's going on.
It depends on the water and the oxygen level.
And it's just, but hamsters we had hamsters. I loved the hamster. Hamster's fascinating to watch.
Oh, yeah. What a throw.
Yeah. Or gerbils. You can get gerbils.
Gerbils, white mice.
Alex had a gecko for a while.
Oh, geckos.
Oh, God. Anyway, all right. Speaking of animals, in this past 2 weeks, I have noticed 4 separate turkeys smushed on the road in different locations in 2 weeks. Has anybody noticed a lot of turkeys around lately?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, they're mating now.
They're in their full courtship mode right now. So they're
strutting.
this beautiful display.
Trying to get there.
And
They're distracted and don't see the cars coming.
That's exactly what's going on.
If they're heading the clouds because they're all filled with...
Especially the males are all like, look at me, I am beautiful.
The toms.
And they're
The
really
toms
not.
are boy turkey.
They were going after my tires the other day. I was pulling out of the driveway. I'm like, really?
What?
Did they think the cow was going to get the female
really,
turkey?
No, they see
They
their
peck at
they see their reflection in the
So they
in
think
the
it's-
silver
they
rims,
think
and
it's
they think it's competition.
Yeah.
So that's why they peck.
But I like them. I think they're funny.
Yeah, I think they're beautiful. I'm obsessed with them right now.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I think the recurring theme for Good Morning Gloucester is the incredible amount of different species of birds that are around that weren't around 15 years ago.
Right. Well,
How fast that change has happened.
Yeah.
I think a lot has to do with the cleaning up of Gloucester Harbor.
It's the cleaning up, but it's also climate change because as the equator becomes warmer and warmer, more species are moving towards the middle. So we're going to kind of benefit from global climate change as far as having more species come into our
Well, the
area.
egrets were endangered at one time because they used to kill them for the feathers, for the hats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
plumes.
that law went into effect in the early 1900s.
Yeah, and now they are spectacular. They're beautiful.
The white ones.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
I mentioned this to Kim this morning that I was driving into town and there was 4 of them right in the marsh right in front of Friendly's.
Isn't that amazing?
And I've been seeing a lot of egrets lately.
Yeah, they're back.
And I'm telling you, that was one of the species that I don't.
Recall.
15 years ago, I don't remember seeing an egret.
Right.
I mean, did you?
Well, they
Rick?
were endangered. So.
No, it was a rare find.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was
And now you
like
see
finding a
them.
razor clam shell on the beach. I guess years ago they'd be more plentiful, and now if you find one, it's kind of like, whoa, what is this? And it's kind of, you have to search a little bit more. Horseshoe crabs. I haven't seen horseshoe crabs in God knows how long, but they used to be.
We used to
So this is
see
just now the opposite. The egrets used to be you can't ever find one, and now they're pretty common. It seems.
Clark Pond has them all the time.
Yeah.
Where did you take those photos of the glossy ibis?
That was at Clark
Ibis.
Pond.
Was it ibis?
Ibis.
Ibis.
That was at Clark Pond.
Those are great photos.
And I looked for them. I haven't seen them this year yet. It might be a little early.
Well, Kim was saying that right
It's
now there's a lot of migrating.
There's a lot of
going on.
migration going
But it's
on.
when it started to get really, really cold, I was worried about the little egrets.
yeah.
Because a lot of them are on Kettle Island now.
They seem to have stayed longer this year than usual. The herons and the egrets, they all seem to have stayed longer. But they know what they're doing.
They're there through the summer.
Speaking of this, I meant to bring this up the other day and I didn't, but this is what I find an interesting question. You got to take a pick now. I was listening to the Weather Channel, one of the weathermen, and they were talking. It was on the radio, and they was talking about how in an El Nino year we don't get a lot of snow, but we also generally get the kind of a spring that we've been having: rainy, cold, damp, extended, unsettled weather. For a good amount of the spring is not the sunny, dry ones. And inversely, if you get, like we got hammered last year with the snow, and then when it was like that they flipped the switch, and that the spring
Much
was
drier spring.
warm, sunny, and dry.
Well, we also had a cold. Spring took a long, long time last year. It came in really late.
So the question is, dry spring, unbelievable amount of snow, or not a lot of snow
El Nino.
and a rainy, cold, damp spring? What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, I love the first choice. I loved all the snow we had last year. But my real preference is for the El Nino winter springs, because when we have a warm winter and a relatively mild spring and then a warm summer, we get way more species of butterflies and way more butterfly population. So I'm really hoping that
Everything comes down to the butterflies. It doesn't matter what it was going to be. The butterflies are going to dictate her.
But it's such a short season anyway, and then we might get a really phenomenal monarch migration too, because when we have the winds coming from the west to the east, that helps bring the monarchs in our direction. So
Once again,
Once
all
again.
comes down to whatever. How about you,
very
Donna?
fickle.
Donna,
Yeah,
which would you rather out of the two different scenarios?
I like the snow too. I
So
do.
you like the snow
I
and
like
then a
the
sunnier spring.
Spring, and then last summer was exceptional. But I think it doesn't really. The weather doesn't bother me.
So you
like
think
it
I
all.
can't
either way.
change
Right,
it.
right.
But spring is very fickle. I mean,
But
it's
based on
71
those
day.
two options,
I'd rather
you would say you would
I
rather-
like the snow. See, I like the snow.
You like the snow.
I think the snow is healthy.
And Rick, where do you come down?
I think what happened we seemed to have very few greenheads and mosquitoes at camp. So if that was a result of
Yes, that
a lot
is.
of snow and a dry spring, then I'm all for a lot of snow and a dry spring.
Interesting.
That the
So it came down to insects again.
just different
Different
not as
species,
beautiful
right?
as the butterflies.
Right.
But,
that-
Less irritating.
Although there's also, if you notice, I've been walking the boulevard, and so at low tide, just between the statue and the tavern, at low tide, there was like 20 to 30 yards of sand between the wall to the beach. And I don't remember, there's a lot more sand, it seems, in Gloucester Harbor beaches, unless over in Rockport at like Long Beach and Pebble or Old Garden Road there. So I think what I'd learned is that if the storms and the snow, the big storms come early in the winter, that's when all the sands kind of get whipped away from the beaches. And then October to January normally is when the sands are taken away. And then the milder storms, the less intense storms in February onward, right through until next October, are when the sands get replenished. But if those storms come later in the winter, February, March, April, the more intense storms take the sand away, and they don't have time to rebuild back up. So
Like
that's why
we
you'll
had
see
last year. Right.
rocks that Cressy's Beach at Stage 4 was all rocks,
Right.
and now it's all sand.
Sand, huh?
It's just an amazing.
That Cressy's Beach, like it's
very
one or the other. It seems like sometimes, like some springs you go down there, and like all rocks like that big, all rounded over rocks, and then sometimes it's like a beach.
Yeah.
And last year, the rocks
So
were
I thought
in
the hotel must have been trucking in sand, but they're just fortunate that Mother Nature's dropping it there for them.
Interesting.
Because you can see
did
there's
not
still
know
a sandbar off of Magnolia.
Yeah.
And if they take out a lot of sand, the sandbar is much more prevalent out there. It's really, yeah.
So there's something else I wanted to get to, which I found Kim brought this to my attention, that male birth control is working on rabbits and humans are next. Is this Vasel gel, a reversible injection, blocked sperm in preclinical trials in rabbits. Male birth control pills have shown efficacy in animals, and they say that they're closer to...
It's not a pill. It's not a pill.
I'm going to explain it.
Okay.
We're closer to viable male birth control, but a human version is still years away. So what they do with the bunny rabbits, they inject the testes with this Vasogel, and it blocks the flow of sperm after it's injected into the vas deferens, the duct that brings sperm from the testes to the urethra. They say it's too early to celebrate. The polymer injection is in preclinical trials and has only been successfully administered to 12 rabbits. Still, the results, which were released last month, are promising. So here's the thing. It's a gel that blocks the sperm, is what they're saying.
Right, and they inject it.
And they inject it.
Yes. So, but my question was, like, as a man, like, do you do you think men will want to take the responsibility for the birth control in that way?
I'm going to start and then I'll defer to Rick.
Okay.
I don't want injections into my vas. What do you call those? The vas deferens. I'm not all about that. Secondly, they're saying it's got to block the flow of the sperm.
Right.
So it's going to be a barrier. It's going to be a gel barrier or something like that. I don't like when you're talking about bringing life into the world. I don't trust a blockage of a gel, because gel to me is permeable.
Well, do you know how they reverse it? They inject.
They suck it out.
No, they inject like a sodium
baster?
bicarbonate into it, which flushes it out.
That's
what they say.
So the fact of the matter is, so I got a couple of years ago I got a vasectomy, and it's the best thing I've ever. So nowadays, like, you go in, it's day, like, you go in, you can elect to have the laughing gas or something, and
you don't even feel the shock.
like I took a little nap for maybe 20 minutes or something, and Kate picked me up, and we went straight I had lunch at Halibut Point, like, and it's a little bit of it's a little uncomfortable.
At Halibut Point or the vasectomy?
No, the vasectomy.
Oh, okay.
But like, it feels like, so for a guy, like, I highly, highly recommend it. If
But that's permanent, and the gel is like a temporary. I'd say the problem with it would be is guys who would tell the woman, yeah, I had the gel.
Yeah, right.
Because guys have the ability to walk away from a relationship.
Well,
Not that they should, but I don't trust my own gender.
I liked having
lie
my
all the
own
time.
control. I did
But
a
I mean, if you have the snip job, you're in good shape. You don't have to worry.
But you know what it is? I was thinking about this too, like, for younger people, what's the point? Because to protect yourself from STDs, so people would most likely use a condom anyway. So,
yeah, but if you're in a relationship,
It's not going to protect STD.
right? It's not going to protect you from an STD.
Yeah, it isn't about that though. It's more about
No, but I'm saying, what's the market for it if most young people are if most
market
young
is
people
for
are going to
people
be
like
using
me that have had their kids and they don't want to have any accidents.
Well, I had my tubes tied.
All right.
As soon as needles and injections came around, you got squeamish. That's going to be what most males are going to do.
Right.
They go,
It has to come out in the pill form.
There you go. I agree. Well, for Kim Smith, Donna Artizzoni, my man Rick Dowsett, and the staff here at Cape Ann TV, I'm Joey Shimataro. Thank you guys for joining us today. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you.